One of the last publications of US government transport website, link below video if you want to check by the way, confirms that the largest contributor to climate change and number one responsible for more greenhouse emissions is transport sector. And it is worldwide actually, not just USA. But what should we do? Not travel at all? Hello, I'm Alexandra and I'm so happy to welcome you back in this channel called Brave New World. If you're regular here, you must know we usually discuss fashion, sustainability and lifestyle. Well, recently I did something that I didn't even knew existed until a couple of years ago. Trip by bike. And in the spirit of sustainability, I would like to share with you my feedback. Also, I will tell you about the luggage load, main challenges and impressions I've got, and of course, budget. I live in East France, just next to Swiss and German border, which geographically gives me many great options to do such a trip. Me and my boyfriend was talking in a long time about visiting Constance Lake that, if you don't know, is placed between Germany, Switzerland and Austria. So at the end, when we saw a good weather and long weekend option, we didn't think twice. Destination Constance. Our day one happened on a Thursday after a calm breakfast at home and we left around 10 a.m. Okay, this one is my boyfriend's bike. He had the main load of luggage. I had on my own bike another of these, full with energy bars. Our first stop arrived after 50 kilometers for a quick lunch. Yes, mine is the pink bike, in case you wondered. And then after other 30 kilometers, we improvised espresso stop in a cute German assassin-style village. Little roads and nature was also really beautiful, but I'm not gonna lie, there was so many difficult uphills and I'm smiling here, but my eyes was about to pop out of their sockets. After the total of 95 kilometers, we arrived at the hotel where our room key was waiting for us, took a quick shower and went to have a dinner. If you visit Germany, you must know dinner starts at 5 p.m. and by 9 p.m. places are already closed, so you better hurry up. We went to the closest restaurant that by chance was on the river itself, and thanks to the big windows and the strong water stream, when you watch from there you have the feeling you're moving backwards. It felt like a Hitchcock movie. It was a strange fuzzy feeling, especially after small beer. This is what small beer in Germany is, by the way. We had something very nice for dinner, potato-based thing called rosti. Too oily and heavy to digest over the night, but well, flavor was great, I cannot say otherwise. Day 2, Friday, after breakfast, we prepared again our bicycles and hit the road. We stopped after the first maybe 30 kilometers to see another village we was crossing, and they had this wooden bridge that goes from Germany to Switzerland passport free. Around noon, we reached our second stop, the waterfalls Neuhausen am Rheinfall or something.
Neuhausen am Rheinfall.
That are apparently the highest in Europe. And after the sandwich-powered lunch break, we left to our second hotel. The second day, we biked totally 70 kilometers, and as it was still early when we arrived, we took a walk. Day 3, Saturday, was a short ride. We did only 40 kilometers and by 10 a.m. we was arrived at the hotel, at Constance, of course. We left bikes, bags, changed quickly and went to visit one of the main attractions, Minimalist Island. Apparently, and luckily actually, we took the city bus in the wrong direction. And I say luckily because we found this amazing place called Evelyn's Cafe with, honestly, the best food I've ever had in Germany. I had this organic rhubarb drink and the best goat cheese quiche ever. Which reminds me, thank you Evelyn for your amazing food. Something I've noticed, there are library shelves in German bus stops and anyone can leave book they don't want anymore, and so anyone can take a book for free. And if this is not sustainable spirit. And on the sustainable topic, I've read that buses in the area use hydro-powered energy as well. Finally, we arrived to Mainau Island, same bus, right direction this time. Entrance was a bit pricey, we will see at the end how much exactly. But the island itself was actually nice, full of flowers, and also it was the first spring day. It was sunny, warm and just a joy to stay outside. They had a big butterfly indoor selection, and although I would usually agree that animals feel better in nature, these butterflies look like having quite happy and good life in there. We went back to the hotel, took a shower, and went to visit the city itself. It was nice, with a lot of historical buildings and a lake that looked like a sea. After a time on a boat on the bay, and we went for a Vietnamese dinner. In day 4, Sunday, we took an early train to Basel, which reminds me that electricity for the Swiss railway network comes from clear hydropower. So this trip came to be sustainable after all. Once arrived in Basel, that is about 30 kilometers from our place, by the way, we cycled until home. Now that we saw 100% sustainable trip is possible, here is what we didn't say, and it must be said. Luggage load. Well, we had just one set of clothes for cycling that was on us by day, washed in the hotel every evening, let dry and put again on the next morning. We had also put one set of regular clothes that in my case was heavier GSM t-shirt as it was fresh by night, long leggings, fleece, bra, underwear, one of each. But hey, I had put 2 pairs of socks, also 1 pair of shoes for bicycles, so with clips, and 1 pair of sneakers for walking in the evening. As you can see, we carried the bare minimum and it was actually enough. Now, regarding difficulties we faced. Well, the first 2 days was most challenging. There was some uphills that had inclination of 14%, which, trust me, is a lot when you're on a bike, especially when you're not mentally prepared for it, because your Garmin GPS is not that accurate after all. Also, another thing I've noticed is that I need a special bike seat for women, because already after day 1 I started feeling a huge discomfort sitting on the bike. Budget-wise, we didn't have a fixed budget, but I thought it should have been much cheaper. Now, when you do this kind of trips, you usually eat outside all the time, maybe a sandwich for lunch, so something quick and fulfilling dinner in a restaurant after. Which we did, but sometimes it was really expensive. I didn't expect it, to be honest. Regarding hotels, the initial idea was that we arrived already the second night at Constance, but as there was a big festival apparently, all was full and the very 2-3 available hotels was insane prices. So instead of arriving the second day, we took a hotel that was on 40 kilometers but relatively cheaper. And this is how much I spent. So I had to switch place because I realized I don't remember it by heart, everything. So first day the hotel was 113 euro plus breakfast for the next day. Lunch was 46 euro, small break was 6 euro, small break for coffee by the way, and the afternoon it was 6 euro, dinner 45 euro. This one for first day. Second day was hotel 100, lunch 26.79 and dinner 42. The third day hotel was 219 euro plus breakfast for the following day. But also they actually give us city card to use all the buses in the area, which was for free. Lunch was 43.60 euro, apero at the bay was 14.40, visit My Now Island it was 57 plus 7.60, I don't know why they have split the ticket in this way. Dinner was 48, and the fourth day we had to come back by train from Constance to Basel, so the ticket to come back for person was 36.40 plus 14 euro for each bike, so to multiply by 2, and the total cost is 869 euro and 19 cents, which is something nearby $900 or something like that, which is far too much for Europe and which is far too much for 3 days. But wow, what's done is done. Total cost overall was expensive. If you knew, we would have organized it differently or picked different destination. Global satisfaction. It was such a great trip. I felt so inspired. Bicycle gives you the possibility to experience different cities or even countries in this case and views in a day, in a distance of hours. You see landscapes that you will not see in the same way if you were by car. But the best sensation was that I have reduced pollution. I do recognize we wouldn't always be able to travel 100% sustainable, but we can always make small improvements. The question is not, can we travel 100% sustainable? The question is, how you can make your next trip more sustainable. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this video. You make this new world more brave. And if you leave a like, comment, you generally support me, and thank you.